afternoon. Welcome to an afternoon of wonderful artists from Manitoba. I'm only sorry we couldn't fit more into today's program, which is a tribute from the West End Cultural Centre to John for his dedicated support to local purveyors of folk, world, and other music genres. John also promoted the Winnipeg Folk Fest, Calgary Folk Fest, the Canmore Folk Fest, the Edmonton Folk Fest, Stamfest, Trout Forest, the Back 40, Icelandic Fest, Jazz Fest, Festival du Voyageur, and probably a few more I've forgotten. John believed in the power of music to educate, to fight injustice, and to strengthen the community of humanity. And I'll just close with these little reminders from labor activist and songwriter Joe Hill. He said, "Don't mourn, organize." And the sentence that was inscribed on all of Pete Seeger's banjos, "This machine surrounds hate and forces it to surrender." Music is so important in reminding us of our common humanity in the whole world, and that we should be living in harmony and peace. On with the show! Thank you.
Let's hear it for Cara Luft.
Thank you. I have many memories of John. He took some great photos of me looking like somebody had stomped on my foot. That classic. And I know he would love to have more than one banjo on stage.
are the old tried and true. The cracks in the finish and dust on the strings. I love to hear how the old banjo sings. To dig through the attic and under the bed, down in the basement, out in the shed, looking for a bagel with a 12-inch pot. Meet me in the morning, show me what you got.
These aren't mine. Dan, I've got the eyes of a stranger. Okay, I'll just put them down there then. I'll mind my own business. Okay. Yes, what an amazing show so far. That's worth the price of admission, right? I can hardly wait to hear a big round of applause for Juvel. to be gone far too soon, in my opinion. But we never know. Our days are numbered. We don't know when we're going to see each other for the last time. So I think we should learn a lesson from John again, and let's be nice to each other all the time, because you never know what troubles people are going through and what's happening in their lives. So I think that I've always appreciated hearing a kind word from John. So let's try and do that. So big round of applause now for Casati.
Well, that didn't go the way that I thought it would. Nothing ever does. So tired of drawing beautiful finish lines that I never cross. Is it me or you or everyone who feels less who we are than who we're not? How can something you never had feel lost? They ask what we want, like that's what we'll get, like it is written in the stars or in stone, as if our desire were a guarantee that we won't end up lost and alone. Is it me or you or everyone who feels the weight of what we don't know what we do? Choose your choices, but your choices don't always choose you. It's starting to feel like every new door takes me right back to the start. An endless game of snakes and ladders with no winner, just broken hearts. Is it me or you or everyone trying to make sense of it all? Maybe we're learning to write ourselves after each fall.
Please welcome a big round of applause for Soul James.
But I have a song that hopefully will bring some comfort, and certainly has brought me comfort even though I wrote it. It's kind of a selfish thing to say. This is called Where I Am.
I wish I could have stayed, but we all get pulled away when it's our time. It's our time. I know you miss me every day. I know I would feel the same, and that's grief. It never truly leaves. And I know that this is hard for you to bear. Losing someone that you love and moving on without them there. But life is never what you plan, that's how it goes. And though I cannot be there with you, darling, you are not alone. 'Cause where I am free. Where I am, I can see you. Where I am, I still love you like I always have, and that won't change no matter where I am. I know there's things you want to say, that it hurts to feel this way, that you'd give anything for one more day. You know, if there was a way, I would come and take you in my arms again, but I can't. And there's one thing that I've learned and you should know, that although my life is over, it was just a stepping stone. And where I am free. Where I am, I can see you. Where I am, I still love you like I always have, and that won't change no matter where I am. And I know it may be hard to believe, but one day you'll see. Where I am free. Where I am, I can see you. Where I am, I still love you like I always have, and that won't change no matter where I am. 'Cause I still love you no matter where I am.
It does not surprise me at all that a celebration of John Prentice attracts the kindest people. And man, what a person. Someone who I knew to be incredibly generous, and who was so intentional really about sharing the power that he had, the knowledge that he had. And you know, I take note of that. I'm like, good ways to live, John Prentice style.
If I am the writer's word, I'll write down the message. So many words I could choose, and all meaning that I seek to send if I am the ink that illustrates, spun from the storm. Oh, what a mark I will make. Point to the pages, I'll sketch my lines upon the figures to be drawn. You'll see if I am the earth offered clay, sculpted and thrown out lucky, my shape in your hand. Oh, and you listen to what I have to say. To me, the silt and clay, you see through. Like the stars and their place in the sky, moving but known, so will I be known to you. And I am a shoulder to rest your head upon when things go right, when they go wrong. If I am the writer's word,
It's really an honor to be here. Oh, just enjoying the previous performers so much, and shed a few tears already. And I was looking back at my emails today to just relive some of the conversations I had with John, and there was one from way back, like right in the early times of my new Gmail, because I had gotten rid of my Hotmail. There's probably a lot more in my Hotmail, but some people still hanging on to the Hotmail. And there was a conversation that he had told Jane Siberry, like in an interview with Jane Siberry, who I'm a massive fan of, and back then was just a sort of like kind of a stalker maybe, just loved her very much, very inspired by Jane Siberry. Anyway, he sort of was instigated us playing together at her next concert by telling her during her interview about me, and I just thought, how very John. And I think he's still up in the radio waves right now, so this is a song about radio waves traveling from the future. And probably everything's great, because we will have sorted out all our human tendencies that make us kill each other. And I think it's all going to be great in the future, and I look forward to seeing John there. This is called Silver Fillings. Please sing along in the chorus if you like. Why is it so hard to love? It's a miracle that we're here at all. Why is it so hard to love? That's the chorus. Okay.
One, two, three.
It's a miracle. We're here at all. Why is it so hard to love? Is it so hard to love? It's a miracle. We're here at all. Why is it so hard to love?
Well, we're truly honored to be here tonight. John Prentice was a huge flag waver of the Ducks, and throughout our careers and all the different things that we've done, he was always very excited about what was coming up next, and was always curious. And well, this one time we had a big show here at the West End, and so whenever we did that, we would have an accompanying spot on the Planet main stage. He'd tell me to bring a whole bunch of my CDs and whatever else was influencing us, and what was amazing about it is that he actually had the master key to Umsu. Hey Lynn, you still got that key? And well, one time he came and picked me up because we were going to do a pre-record, and it was on a Sunday, so Umsu was closed, and we went down there around 9 in the morning. And we got there, and John was like, and he picked me up in Moseley, and we drove down there together. And we got to the door, and gee whiz, Leonard, we have to go back. And we drove back to Moseley, and then we drove back down to the university, and we did the show. But he always had such a unique sparkle of enthusiasm for all the folk music, and you know, we often say it's a partnership between the musicians and the promoters, but it's also those people in the town, the word spreaders, the champions, and that make this whole thing that we do possible and fun, and John definitely brought a whole bunch of the fun and the love and the joy, and we're very glad to be here. Thank you so much for putting this on and for helping us. A song called Things in Life. 1, 2, 3.
many have said on the stage before that I don't think I can really start talking too much because then I'll just start crying. But it's an honor to be here. And this song has probably received more radio play than any other song the Ducks ever recorded. And I would wager a guess to say that John Prentice was probably the first one to ever play it on the air. I would imagine. That's just my hunch.
Tell me, where does the spirit go when you die? Oh, where does the spirit go when you die? I have packed your satin ghostlies, all the pictures of your pretty face, and I kept the ones of you on skates, and a picture from your wedding day. Annabelle, way up high, are you kissing starry birds in the sky? Will you come and visit us down below? Oh, Annabelle, where did you go? Annabelle, where did you go? You will miss the humming of spring, and the winter won't mean anything, and the summer is a lonesome day. I am lost without you, Annabelle. I have lost my faith in everything. Annabelle, are you free? Will you wrap me in your legacy, in a blanket with your sweet perfume? I am always thinking thoughts of you. Annabelle, where did you go? I've looked high and I've looked low.
Hey, that's the Ducks. Wow. I just realized while I was back there watching the Ducks that we may have passed the wrong hat in the audience. Wait a minute. Pass another hat around. Here. Load that up. Okay. Now, look at this. Is that for me? I was to wear this. They told me Scott Nolan. Thanks for filling in.
I miss seeing my friend on my walks in the Assiniboine Park. He gave such dignity and nobility to our craft, and it meant the world to me. I wasn't sure what song. I've been fretting all day about what song I would play, and William Prince texted me and said, "Play If I Could Only Leave Here." It seems fitting. Breaking ice under wooden legs, even the wealthy are cold in Winnipeg. Affable leaders, disposable heroes, that is a check you had better add zeros. We who stand tall as waters rush in, some make it out only to come back again. One great city caught in a slump, toboggan slides over buffalo jumps. Here's to the fortunes that made and say Mary. This one goes out from the middle of the prairies, light on the rails till harvest is in. This boat is too big for the waters you're in. If I could only leave here, it's just not the same since you're not around. Everyone knows this is nowhere. It's where the best things are found. Are homeless or buskers, too proud to beg, even musicians own homes in Winnipeg. Our sunsets, of course, keep driving north, some places never change. Fall brings the winter to keep us indoors. Springtime to us means just a little bit more. And if I could only leave here, it's just not the same since you're not around. Everyone knows this is nowhere. It's where the best things are found. If I could only leave here, it's just not the same since you're not around. Everyone knows nowhere. It's where the best things are found. If I could only leave here. it occurred to me, sometimes you meet people in life that deserve their own song. So I got to work in the car on the drive over. And I came up with this little refrain. Radio John, Radio John, Radio John. And I came in and I shared it, and Al Simmons said, you know, nobody calls him that. And in spite of how it looks up here, he's a bit of a buzzkill, honestly. I don't know the inner workings of this business. I want to offer a little bit of the... See if I can do this for John here. I hope I can... I don't like the word goodbye, so I just say so long. Radio John, Radio John. Well, thank you for the kind words and for playing our songs. Radio John, yeah, Radio John. You stood for the music, family, community. Today on Planet Main Stage, you are the VIP. Radio John. Set the dial to 101.5 and put some coffee on. Radio John, oh Radio John. UMFM Saturdays 2 to 4 p.m. Radio John, yeah, Radio John. Well, you stood for the music, family and community. Today on Planet Main Stage, you are the VIP. Radio John. Dan Frechette had this to say. Well, listen to your archives and keep your spirit living on. Radio John, Radio John. Leonard just made this one up in the basement. You always made me feel like a rock star. I guess I'm an alright guy. Radio John, yeah, Radio John. You stood for the music, family and community. Today on Planet Main Stage, you are the VIP. Radio John. What do you got, Al?
What I was saying backstage was nobody called him Radio John, but now we can call him whatever we want. He's not going to argue. I don't know if this is going to fit the rhyme scheme, but let's try it. A kind word encouragement from someone who would care. Radio John, Radio John. In every concert audience, save you and Lynn a chair. Radio John, Radio John. A true friend I'll never find. You're gone too soon, it isn't fair. Radio John. In my heart and in my mind, forever you'll be there. Radio John, Radio John. Today on Planet Main Stage, you are the VIP. Radio John, come on Radio John. Turn your radio on, for Radio John. Sing Radio John, Radio John. Leave your radio on, Radio John, Radio John. We love you, John Prentice. We love you, lady. Let's have a big round of applause for Mariachi Ghost.
Song about a long lost love. Sometimes we lose someone and their shape gets cut out of our heart, whatever to remain there. We will always remember John. Thank you for coming to me. See you soon.
Mariachi Ghost. Jorge's not just another pretty face, although he is that. Thank you all for joining us today. What a way to celebrate John Prentice. And you know, we never did a thing we can close all our eyes and think positive thoughts about John. We never did anything like that. You know what? I'll play a little harmonica song, and we can all just contemplate life and good things, all right? How about that? I'll do that. The royalties are going to go to somebody. Why not Walt Disney? Okay. Please welcome the Bart House Band.
Thank you very much.
in our hearts. He touched so many of us, and he meant so much to all of us. I'll tell you now, it's never too soon to tell somebody you love them and you appreciate them. So let's do that as often as we can.